Hi student, good morning. Today we are going to start the next point, that is a classification of acid and bases. In previous period already we have understand the Arrhenius theory of acid and bases. याच्या अगोदरच्या तासामध्ये आपण Arrhenius theory of acid and bases हे समजून घेतलेले आहे. According to Arrhenius theory, he gives the definition of acid and bases. According to this Arrhenius scientist, acid is a substance which dissolve in water, gives H plus ions as only cation are called as acids. ऍसिड म्हणजे असे पदार्थ जे पदार्थ पाण्यामध्ये विरघळल्यानंतर हायड्रोजन आयन्स तयार करतात आणि ते कॅटायन्स असतात. कॅटायन्स मीन्स पॉझिटिव्हली चार्ज पार्टिकल्स. मग ऍसिड अकॉर्डिंग टू Arrhenius theory, an acid is a substance which dissolve in a water to rise H plus ion and only a cation is called as acid. Example, HCl means hydrochloric acid. Number 2, H2SO4 means sulfuric acid. These are the some examples of acid. Base. The base is a substance which dissolve in a water to rise OH minus ions and only a anion. Anion means negatively charged particles is called as a base. Example, NaOH, calcium hydroxide, that is CaOH twice. These are the some examples of a base. So today we discuss about the classification of acid and bases and alkalis. Look at this. There are two types of acid and bases: strong acid, weak acid. Strong base, weak base. मग यामध्ये स्ट्रॉंग ऍसिड यामध्ये आपल्याला सांगता येईल HCl, H2SO4, NH3, nitric acid, sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid. These are the strong acid. These acids are completely dissolved in water and give H plus ions and gives the acidic radical. They are said to be strong acid. स्ट्रॉंग ऍसिड म्हणजे असे पदार्थ पाण्यामध्ये पूर्णपणे विरघळल्यानंतर डिसोसिएट झाल्यानंतर हायड्रोजन आयन्स मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये देतात. हायड्रोजन आयन्स मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये मिळतात आणि ऍसिडिक रॅडिकल आपल्याला मिळतात, तर त्याला आपण स्ट्रॉंग ऍसिड म्हणता येईल. एक्झाम्पल, HCl, H2SO4 and nitric acid, HNO3. Weak base, जसं weak base मध्ये, weak acid मध्ये काय सांगता येईल? An acid which does not completely dissolve in a water and gives the hydrogen ion and minimum amount of acidic radical. They are said to be weak acid. Weak acid मध्ये example, example आपल्याला सांगता येईल CH3COOH means acidic acid. So first we have to understand these two concepts, as strong acid and weak acid. After then we have to discuss about the strong base and weak base. पहा विद्यार्थी मित्रांनो, आज आपण पहिल्यांदा हे समजून घेऊ की स्ट्रॉंग ऍसिड, तीव्र आम्ल कसे असतात, म्हणजे कशाला म्हणायचे त्या ठिकाणी, आणि त्याचे एक्झाम्पल. त्यानंतर वीक ऍसिड, सौम्य स्वरूपामध्ये जे आम्ल असतात त्यांची माहिती या ठिकाणी घेऊ. पहा याच्या डेफिनेशन्स या ठिकाणी सांगितलेल्या आहेत. स्ट्रॉंग ऍसिड, ऑन डिसॉल्विंग इन अ वॉटर, a strong acid dissociated completely and resulting aqueous solution contain H plus ion and the concerned acidic radical is called strong acid. Strong acid म्हणजे काय? On dissolving in a water. Dissolving water म्हणजे पाण्यामध्ये विरघळल्यानंतर. On dissolving in a water, strong acid completely dissolve in a water to gives H plus ion. Look at this. A strong acid dissociated completely म्हणजे पूर्णपणे. स्ट्रॉंग ऍसिड जे असतील ते पाण्यामध्ये पूर्णपणे विरघळतात. स्ट्रॉंग ऍसिड dissociated completely and resulting aqueous solution contain. Aqueous solution means the substance which is completely dissolved in a water. जो पदार्थ पाण्यामध्ये पूर्ण विरघळतो त्याला आपण ॲक्वेस सोल्युशन म्हणतात. मग हे स्ट्रॉंग ऍसिड पूर्णपणे पाण्यामध्ये विरघळतात, मग त्यामध्ये ॲक्वेस सोल्युशन नंतर ॲक्वेस सोल्युशन कंटेन H+ ions and the concerned acidic radical is called strong acid. Example HCl, hydrochloric acid, H2SO4 sulfuric acid and HNO3 nitric acid. These are the strong acids because these acids are completely dissolved in water. These acids are dissociated completely in water and gives H+ ions and acidic radical. So they are said to be strong acids. मग strong acid समजले. Strong acid म्हणजे काय सांगता येईल? On dissolving in water, strong acid completely dissociated in water and gives H+ ion and conserved acidic radical is called strong acid. जे स्ट्रॉंग ऍसिड पाण्यामध्ये पूर्णपणे विरघळतात, डिसॉल्व होतात, डिसोसिएट होतात आणि H+ हायड्रोजन आयन्स देतात, हायड्रोजन आयन्स मिळवतात आणि मोठ्या स्वरूपामध्ये ऍसिडिक रॅडिकल आपल्याला मिळतात, तर त्यांना आपण स्ट्रॉंग ऍसिड म्हणता येईल. एक्झाम्पल हायड्रोक्लोरिक ऍसिड, नंबर 2 H2SO4 which is the king of acid, सल्फ्युरिक ऍसिड is the king of acid, रसायनांचा राजा असं म्हणलेले या ठिकाणी H2SO4 ला. And number 3 nitric acid. Next, understand the weak acid. The weak acid सौम्य आम्ल. यामध्ये काय सांगता येईल? On dissolving in water, weak acid does not dissociate completely. Weak acid does not dissociate completely and resulting aqueous solution contain H+ ion and acidic radical in a small proportion. Acidic radical in a small proportion is called weak acid. Weak acid म्हणजे सौम्य आम्ल, जे आम्ल पाण्यामध्ये पूर्णपणे विरघळत नाही, हायड्रोजन आयन्स देतात परंतु मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये ऍसिडिक रॅडिकल आपल्याला मिळत नाही, यालाच आपण वीक ऍसिड म्हणता येईल. एक्झाम्पल यामध्ये सांगता येईल H2CO3 हायड्रोजन कार्बोनेट. नंबर 2 ऍसिडिक ऍसिड. These are the weak acids. Look at these. मग स्ट्रॉंग ऍसिड आणि वीक ऍसिड हे समजलं असेल. स्ट्रॉंग ऍसिड म्हणजे काय सांगता येईल? On dissolving a strong acid dissociated completely and gives H+ ions and conserves the acidic radical is called as a strong acid. Example HCl, H2SO4, nitric acid, that is the HNO3. Weak acid on dissolving in water, weak acid does not dissolve completely in water and resulting aqueous solution contain H+ ion and a small proportion of acidic radicals are formed, so they are said to be weak acid. Example hydrogen carbonate and acetic acid. आता समजून घेऊ आपण स्ट्रॉंग बेस आणि वीक बेस. स्ट्रॉंग ऍसिड म्हणले की these acids are completely dissolved in water, हे लक्षात ठेवा. स्ट्रॉंग ऍसिड हे पाण्यामध्ये पूर्णपणे विरघळतात. स्ट्रॉंग ऍसिड्स आर completely dissolved in water and resulting aqueous solution contain H+ ion. पाण्यामध्ये विरघळल्यानंतर aqueous solution मध्ये हायड्रोजन आयन्स मिळतात and the acidic radicals are formed. And weak acid मध्ये on dissolving in water, weak acid does not completely dissolve in water. Resulting aqueous solution contain H+ ion and small proportion of acidic radical. Weak acids example hydrogen carbonate and acetic acid. Strong acids example HCl, H2SO4 and HNO3. Now discuss about the strong base and weak base. याच डेफिनेशन आपण घेऊ. थोडा फरक यामध्ये करता येईल आपल्याला. स्ट्रॉंग बेस अँड वीक बेस. यामध्ये ऑन डिसॉल्विंग इन वॉटर, a strong base dissociated completely and resulting aqueous solution contain the base म्हणले की ions कोणते असतात OH minus ion and contain OH minus ions and the conserved basic radical is called as a strong base. Example strong base છે NaOH, then CaOH twice, KOH. These are the strong base. Example काय सांगतील आपला strong base चा NaOH means sodium hydroxide, CaOH twice calcium hydroxide and KOH means potassium hydroxide. Definition of strong base: on dissolving in a water, strong base completely dissolve in water, resulting aqueous solution contain OH minus ions and basic radical. Conserved basic radical is called strong base. Example NaOH, KOH and CaOH twice. Strong acid आणि strong base डेफिनेशन सेम आहे, थोडा फरक आहे त्यामध्ये, वाक्यरचनेमध्ये फरक आहे. यामध्ये ऑन डिसॉल्विंग बेस म्हणलं की स्ट्रॉंग बेस डिसॉल्व कंप्लीटली इन वॉटर अँड रिझल्टिंग ॲक्वेस सोल्युशन कंटेन बेस म्हणले की OH मायनस आयन म्हणायचे अँड कन्सर्ड बेसिक रॅडिकल इज कॉल्ड स्ट्रॉंग बेस. आता वीक बेस ऑन डिसॉल्विंग इन वॉटर, वीक base does not dissociate completely and resulting aqueous solution contain OH minus ions and conserve basic radical in a small proportion is called weak base. Example यामध्ये संकल्पना NH4OH means ammonium hydroxide. It is a weak base. So strong, there are classification of acid and bases. There are two types of acid and bases: strong acid, strong base, weak acid, weak base. मग strong acid आणि weak acid याचे डेफिनेशन आपल्याला सांगता येईल. Strong acid on dissolving in a water, strong acid completely dissociated in water and resulting aqueous solution contain H plus ion and conserved acidic radical is called strong acid. Example HCl, H2SO4 and HNO3. HCl means hydrochloric acid, H2SO4 means sulfuric acid which is the king of acid, and HNO3 means nitric acid. Number 2, weak acid. On dissolving in a water, weak acid does not completely dissolve in a water and resulting aqueous solution contain H plus ion and acidic radical in a small proportion is called weak acid. Example weak acid चे example H2CO3. एक्झाम्पल आपण घेतले H2CO3 मीन्स हायड्रोजन कार्बोनेट आणि दुसरे एक्झाम्पल घेतले होतं ऍसिडिक ऍसिड CH3COOH. देन स्ट्रॉंग बेस डेफिनेशन काय सांगते स्ट्रॉंग बेसची: on dissolving in a water, strong acid completely dissociated in water and resulting aqueous solution contain OH minus ion. Base म्हणलं की OH minus ion and conserved basic radical is called strong base. Example NaOH, sodium hydroxide. Second example CaOH twice, calcium hydroxide. KOH, potassium hydroxide. Next, weak base. On dissolving in a water, weak base does not completely dissolve in a water and resulting aqueous solution contain OH minus ions and basic radical in a small proportion is called weak base. Example, weak base से example ammonium hydroxide, that is NH4OH. It is a classification of acid and bases. आता समजून घेऊ आपण अल्कली. Next point, alkali. The bases which are completely dissolved in a water is called as a alkali. आता याचं एक एक्झाम्पल आपला दिलेले बुक्स मध्ये पहा. अल्कली, the bases which are highly soluble in a water are called as alkali. For example, NaOH, KOH and NH3. NaOH and KOH are strong alkali and NH3 is a weak alkali. मग alkali म्हणजे काय सांगता येईल? The bases which are highly soluble in a water. Look at this. The bases which are highly soluble in water, highly soluble in a water is called alkali. Example, NaOH, KOH and NH3. NaOH and KOH, it is a strong alkali, and NH3 means ammonia, it is a weak alkali. So alkali alkali means the bases which are highly soluble in a water. यामध्ये आपल्याला soluble, यामध्ये आपल्याला सांगता येईल soluble means the substance which is dissolved in a water. The bases which are highly soluble in a water is called alkali. Example, NaOH and KOH, it is a strong alkali, and weak alkali NH3. NH3 means ammonia. So remaining part we have to use in next period.